Hello, this is Mr. Weber, and today's screencast will be how to write a counter-argument paragraph in an argumentative essay. So there are a few things that I'm going to be talking about today, but the first one I think that you need to make sure that you know how to do is whenever you type something here, whether it's a title, an introduction, a body paragraph, or as we're going to go over today, a counter-argument, you need to make sure that when you're done, you come up here and click Save and Exit. Okay, please make sure you do that because I'm getting a few emails from some kids that are saying, oh, I did it, but it's not there. Make sure that you're clicking save and exit as soon as you are done. Okay, do not click submit writing because I don't want anybody to write the conclusion yet. I want you to make sure that you're done everything. Just come up here and click save and exit once you're done. All right, so today we're going to work on counter argument. A counter argument basically so what you do is let's go to this one here, is you should have a title already. You should have an introduction already. You can see that I started to type in there. I didn't write a whole introduction. Here's my first body paragraph with my first reason and my quote and my citation right here. Okay, my quote, my citation, just like you're supposed to have. Now, it's not done yet, but it's there. Here's my second body paragraph, and here's my quote again with my citation. If you don't have those, that's one of the things you need to go back and look for. Okay, you're not going to write another body paragraph. Before the conclusion, however, what you are going to do is you're going to write a counter argument. Okay, so when you go here, you click counter argument, and when counter argument comes up, it gives you all these ways of helping you over here. Okay, talks about opposing argument, which is about the first two sentences of your paragraph. And talks about rebuttal, which are the last 3 or 4 sentences of your counter argument. Okay, and you can go on and you can view a tutorial on how to do it. All right, go through all this. Okay, and once you go through all this, you know it'll go through. I'm not going to go through that, but you should go through it. I'm going to skip it. You don't have the option of skipping it because you're not a teacher, so I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, you can also view examples. Okay, there are 2 different examples here. You got to scroll down to the part that's highlighted, and what it has an opposing argument and it has a rebuttal. Now, this is a longer one. Yours probably won't have to be that long, but this is a long one. If you don't like that one, oops, sorry. If you don't like that one, you can go to example 2. Okay, when you go to example 2, again, if you scroll down, you can see this one's a little bit shorter. Okay, and it has highlighted the opposing argument, then it has the rebuttal. Okay, so you can look and see these counter arguments and get some examples. Okay, so and it also has tips and tricks, which you should look for as well. Okay, so you can go through that, gives you all kinds of ideas for how to have your sentences for your opposing arguments, opponents of whatever you're talking about, believe that, whatever. Basically, what you're doing here for a counter argument, I'm going to skip. Whoops, not to that one. That's not the one I'm looking for. This is the one I'm looking for. Okay. When you decide to write your counter argument, what you're doing is you are acknowledging the fact that somebody has a different opinion than you. So if somebody has a different opinion than you are going to argue against that. It's almost as if in this one paragraph only, you are going to debate that person's one side. So imagine that you are in favor of parents monitoring social media, but your brother or sister is opposed to it, and you just listen to what they have to say, and now you're going to argue against it. Now, how do you do that? Well, here's what you do. Okay, first thing you do is you go back to pros and cons. Okay, so here are pros and cons. Here was my first reason, the one in green. Here is my second reason, the one in aqua. That's my first body paragraph right here. This is my second body paragraph reason right here. I had wrote whole paragraphs about these reasons. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to write a counter argument paragraph by picking something from the other side. Okay, the other side, the counter argument. All right, and you can pick whichever one you have. Now, again, if you are against it, then you're going to come over here and pick one that's in favor of it and argue against that. But the one that I picked is the argument that kids deserve privacy. Okay, so when I go back to here, I'm basically going to say, and I just was pointing at the screen, which doesn't do you any good. So how about if I highlight it instead? Some opponents of parents monitoring social media say that kids deserve privacy. So that's what I'm acknowledging that there's an opponent, that somebody disagrees with what I've said in my first body paragraph and my second body paragraph about why they do need to do it. And I'm saying, listen, some opponents say that kids deserve their privacy. Okay? That they're old enough to have certain conversations and pictures that the parents don't see. So here are that's my opposing argument. Now, okay, what I'm going to do after 2 sentences of the opposing argument, of acknowledging that there's another side, is I'm going to argue against that. I'm going to say, those people are wrong. I don't literally say, those people are wrong, but I use a nice transition right here, like, however. By the way, this is my rebuttal. Okay, I'm going to defend my thesis by responding to this argument. So my brother just came into the room and said, "Hey, kids deserve privacy, Mr. Weber. You know, they're old enough to have conversations that their parents don't see." So what am I going to do? I'm going to argue against that. However, the safety of a child is more important than a conversation. Okay, in fact, a parent would feel horrible if something happened to his or her child simply because they didn't want to make a teenager feel bad by watching their Snapchat. In reality, if it isn't something a parent should see, it is something that should not be posted on social media. Clearly, that should say a child's. That's why you proofread. Okay, so let me put that in there. See, that's why you proofread and read out loud. A child's safety and mental health is more important. Okay, and that should be R. See, that's why you read stuff out loud. Are more important than privacy. So I've argued against privacy. Up here, this was the other side. Okay, I went back to my pros and cons, and one of the other sides was privacy. And then I came here and I said, okay, this is what the other side says, but I'm going to argue against that. Why is privacy not that important? I'm not saying it's not important, but safety is more important. So I argued against it. That's what you do in a counter argument. You identify an opposing argument, which is what I did up here, and then you argue why, even though I know that that's what some people think, it's more important that parents monitor because of the safety or because of whatever reason. Okay, so now I do not want you to copy off of mine, but you get the idea. Okay, because counter argument is something that's brand new for most of us. So I really want you to look at the examples. Okay, remember, scroll down, look at the examples. Okay, and by doing that, you'll get an idea as to what to do. And hopefully you'll be able to write a nice counter-argument paragraph of approximately 5, 6 sentences. Okay? Now, one of the things that I did not have in here, and I just realized it, is I don't have a quote. Okay, I'm back, and look, magically now there's a quote, because I forgot that even in your counter argument paragraph, you need a quote as well. So that's what I've done, okay? I've written 2 sentences that identify the opposing argument and what they think. People who think the opposite of what I thought in the first 2 paragraphs. Then next, I attacked that argument, okay? After I attack that argument, I support my attack with a quote from an article. Now, again, these are imaginary articles. I made these up, so you can't use these quotes. Okay, but the article, Watch Them Closely, states, kids who have parents who do not monitor their social media are 4 times as likely to be cyberbullied as those who have parents who did look at their accounts. Okay, and I put my citation there. I made that up. And then I explain my quote. Safety should always be the first priority of a parent. Clearly, a child's safety and mental health are more important than privacy. Okay, so that's my counter argument paragraph. It has a little bit of everything. It has an opposing argument. It has a rebuttal. It has a quote to support my rebuttal. And then it has an explanation and a concluding statement that safety, mental health are more important than privacy. So I attack the other side. Okay, that's what a counter argument should look like. I hope you understand this now. If not, you can always email me, of course. But make sure that you look at this screencast carefully. Make sure that you look at the tutorial. Make sure that you look at the examples. Don't just say, I don't know how to do this. Okay, make sure that you read all this and look at all this. And if you still don't understand it, then ask for help. Okay? Good luck writing your counter argument. Bye.